Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to share with you 7 routines that changed my life forever. If you do these daily routines on an everyday basis, I guarantee you that your life will take a tremendous turn and you will never ever be the same again. Because once you do something, you cannot become the kind of person to go back and undo it, especially if you do it on a daily basis. So the first thing that changed my life tremendously is studying. You know, a lot of times people get fed up with the notion of studying because they went to school for so many years and they were forced to study subjects that they didn't care about. But what I want to let you know is that studying does not have to be laborious. It doesn't have to be boring. Look, my friends, it's very simple. You can learn so much about the things you don't know about if you begin to study them. But you can only study the things that you're fully interested in, not the things that you're not interested in. And this is why school has ruined it for a lot of people. Because I remember when I went to English class, they would make us read books that I was not interested in. And then, even worse, they would send us pop quizzes, right? They would ask us, what did you learn in the book? And obviously, when I'm forced to read a book that I don't like, I'm not even going to open up the covers. And so, whenever I felt teachers calling on me, it became a painful experience rather than a pleasurable one. And that's how we operate, right? We operate based on the pain or pleasure principle, right? We do things that give us pleasure and we avoid things that give us pain. So studying was a pain in my life. But in order for me to change my reality, I had to change my mentality. In order for me to want to become successful, I had to read books on success. I had to read from people that knew what they were talking about. And that became a pleasurable experience, right? So what I'm saying is that you must study the things that give you the most rewards. I wanted to learn everything I could about God, so I read the Bible. Then I wanted to learn everything I could about money. So I read 100+ books on the subject of money. Then I wanted to learn about business and sales and networking and a plethora of other subjects. So every day, what I do is I read at least an hour or 2 because I know that there's a lot of things that I don't know. So I study these materials so that I can enhance my knowledge. Recently, I've been studying a lot about war. I've been studying politics and political leaders. And what I've learned is that war has shaped the lives of millions, in fact, billions of people. But without studying it, there's no way I would ever understand my history and what has happened in the geopolitical space. And so I study to fill in the gaps of my misunderstanding. So what I'm recommending you to do is to find out 10 things that you don't know that you can study in the next 30 days. Start to watch YouTube videos, start to buy books, start to ask questions about these subjects so that you too can fill in the gaps of misunderstanding and have more knowledge about those subjects. The second daily routine that changed my life is goal setting. I cannot go into the next day without planning it out the day before. And the reason is simple. When you set your goals on paper, it gives you clarity. It gives you intention. And more importantly, it gives you direction. You see, a lot of times people are confused because they don't know where they want to go. You know, if you were going to a different city and you didn't have clear directions, how would you get there if you didn't know how to navigate? If you didn't know how to walk or bike or drive to that location, how could you ever get there if there's no destination? You see, that's what happens to a lot of people. They don't have a place that they want to go or a main purpose, and that's why they never make plans. But if you don't know where you want to go professionally, at least you can start out by planning where you want to go personally. In fact, that's where I started. I started by mapping out ideas that I can begin to comprehend by setting up a daily routine. So part of my daily routine was not just studying, but it was also goal setting. But not only did I set goals for the upcoming days, I set goals for the upcoming weeks, months, years, and even decades. So what I'm telling you to think about here is a plan for your personal life, but also think about planning for your professional life. Even though the goals that I set 10 years ago have happened in many different ways, by setting them, I set the right intention and I focused on becoming that kind of person, and the rest was left up to God. And God actually gave me far more than I had initially planned because He is just that good. Figure out what kind of goals you need to set so that it can set you up for success in the end. The third daily routine that changed my life completely is organizing. You know, when you organize your mind, you organize your life. And if you organize your life, you become a leader where people can ask for help. That's what's happened to me. People begin to ask me for help because they see that I have a clear, linear path of thinking. The reason why I've been so creative in my life is because I've organized myself to a certain point where there is no confusion left. You know, a reason why a company is called an organization is because they keep details in order. And if you want to become successful as a person or as a business, you have to be organized in everything you do. That means you cannot run into situations where you don't know where your keys are, or you don't know how to find your wallet, or you don't know what's in your purse, or you can't find the things in your closet or your car or anywhere else. In fact, it has to be the opposite. If I asked you for specific details or items, you should be able to locate it as soon as you get to that destination. For example, if you asked me what I did on a specific date, let's say October 17th, 2012, I can go through my record books. I can sift through my journals. I can look through all the details, all the paperwork that will reflect the actions that I took in that day. That's how organized I've become over the years. Now, the question is, how organized are you? What can you do to set yourself up so that you are more organized moving forward? Make a list of at least 5 things that you need to organize right now, and make some time to do so. Don't say, I'll get this organized next month, or I have to call a professional organizer, or I can't do this unless I have this person's help. No, make a list of those things that you have to do right now so that you can get organized and have a clear path to success. Now, the fourth daily routine that changed my life completely is probably going to surprise you because it is so simple, but very few people actually do it. And it is the habit of stretching. Now, when I first got into stretching, I was a kid, right? I would do my normal stretching. I would stretch my legs, my arms, my neck, my back. But it was a simple stretch. What I've done over the years is that I've changed my whole entire body composition through the habit of strategic stretching. Now, there's many forms of stretching that I do. It could be Pilates, it could be yoga, it could be just stretching my muscles. But what I'm telling you is when you elongate your muscles, it will allow you to use them more effectively. So instead of going to the gym every 3 to 4 days because you have to renew your muscles, you can strengthen your muscles through the habit of daily stretching. What I'm saying is that you can add extra strength to your joints, through your muscles, and even through your bones through the habits of stretching. Now, there's a lot of things to learn about stretching, right? We can talk about mobility. We can talk about flexibility. We can talk about longevity. But the main point that I'm trying to say to you is that you can start stretching at least once a week. When you do so, you're going to realize how inflexible you actually are, especially if you've never done it before. Now, if you've done it before or you feel like you're somewhat flexible, try it every other day. And if you are in a habit of stretching already, do it every single day. I promise you that it will change your whole entire body, and it will give you freedom within your body that you just didn't know you actually had. The fifth daily routine that changed my life completely is a habit of writing. Look, Benjamin Franklin was America's first millionaire, and he said this: writing is the beginning of all wealth. And the reason why he is right is because if you think about it, everything is written, right? The rule books are written, the constitutions that establish your countries are written, the checks that are signed by your job or from your customers are written. Every single thing that is established on earth has been established through the power of writing. Now, you might think, well, Daniel, you know what? I'm just not a writer. I'm just not that kind of guy, that kind of gal. I can't just write everything down. But the fact is that the more you write things down, the better off you'll be. Because a dull pencil is better than a sharp mind. And what that basically means is that we cannot remember every single detail in our life. And so we cannot subject it to chance. We cannot just think that we're going to remember our best ideas, our best visions, our best dreams. And so getting into the habit of writing things down will not only help you to remember them, but it will help you to impress your subconscious mind so that you never forget them. You see, if you saw me every single day, you're going to see me typing on my phone, keeping track of all the details of my day, because I believe that the power of note-taking has gotten me to this point. If you write everything down about yourself, about your life, about your experiences, and every single detail you can write on paper, then I promise you, you'll be better off than the person who has never written anything down in the first place. Look, every year I write down millions of words. I'm writing in my journal. I'm writing in my books. I'm writing all my dreams when I wake up in the morning. I'm writing down every single detail that I believe that matters. Now, it does take time, and sometimes I have to stop what I'm doing in order to write these notes down. But it's worth it. Because even though it can be a laborious habit to write down a note, in the end, you're going to be happy for everything you wrote. So take more notes. And I promise you, when you look back decades from now, you're going to be happy that you did it in the first place. The sixth daily routine that I want to share with you that changed my life is networking. Now, I know a lot of times people are like, well, I don't really have a reason to network, or maybe you have a reason, but you don't know where to start. The truth is that before you connect with other people, you have to connect with yourself. What I'm basically saying is that when you connect with yourself, you're going to know what you need, and once you know what you need, you're going to be able to determine who you need. It's very simple, right? When you know who you need, then you know how to connect with them. And when you know how to connect with them, there's no way they're ever going to say no to how they're going to be able to serve you, unless you're connecting with the wrong people. What I'm saying to you is very fundamental. Once you connect with yourself, now it's time to connect with someone else. And if you're starting out, I recommend you starting with at least one person. If you can master connecting with one person, then you can probably connect with 3 people. If you can master 3 people, you can probably master 5. Now, I'm gonna mention that there's a limit to how many quality connections you can make on a daily basis. For example, maybe 5 to 10 is your number. Maybe 10 to 15 is your number. But be realistic based on your situation. How many real-time conversations can you have on an individual level that will connect you to the highest level of success? If you know that connecting with 3 people is your sweet spot, then go with connecting with 3 people every day for the whole entire year. If you feel that you can reasonably connect with 5 people, then go ahead and do it. Now remember, there are some times where you might need a day off, right? Maybe you're introverted and your social battery might run out. Maybe one day you might connect with 10 people, but another day you can only connect with 1. find a way to average it out in a given week and give yourself a parameter to reach that you know will help you to network on the highest level possible. Now, the seventh and final daily routine that changed my life completely is relaxing. Now, I know I always tell you guys to work. Look, it's important. I believe working 50, 60, 80 hours a week is necessary to build a business. But out of the 168 hours in a given week, you have to find time to relax every single day. Now, there's been times where I've worked 2, 3, 4 days straight without stopping. But what I can tell you is that I always find a time to relax, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes. Because if you don't find that time to relax, you're never going to be able to connect with your mind. And if you can't connect with your mind, you're not going to be able to access the higher creativity that you have for your life. Look, you need time to be creative. If you don't block out at least 1 hour a day to relax, then you're never going to be able to produce on the highest level possible. There's a lot of things that I like to do. You know, in my backyard, we have a big lake and a lot of wild animals, so I like to walk around in our backyard. Sometimes I just want to sit down, listen to lo-fi, and play chess. Other times I want to read books. Sometimes I want to drink wine. Whatever it is, I find a way to get certain things off of my mind. Because here's the truth. As an entrepreneur, I have so many responsibilities. I'm dealing with millions of people every single week. And so I need to recharge. If I need to recharge, you need to recharge. If you need to recharge, everyone else needs to recharge. So take some time to get within your own mind, and you'll be able to revitalize your greatest ideas, your higher creativity, and a new way of thinking that you just never had before. So there you go, my friends. I just shared with you 7 daily routines that changed my life. If you have any routines that you want to recommend that you do that has helped you, leave it in the comment section below. If you liked my video today, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification button, and share this video with someone else who really needs it. This is Daniel Alley. If you have any questions, please write me an email at info@danielalley.com. I read every single email and I appreciate all of the things that I've read from you guys. So happy for all your success over the years. Take advantage of everything I'm sharing with you today. These are things that have changed my life, and I hope that you can adopt some of them to help your life as well. I look forward to your success. I look forward to your prosperity. I look forward to everything that you do for the rest of humanity. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.